Joining us now is Snowflake CEO Frank Slootman. Frank, thanks for making time for us. I know it's been a whirlwind of a week. Your company is a true growth story. 141% revenue growth year over year on average over the last 4 quarters. This is still a company that has yet to turn a profit. Were even you surprised to see the stock more than double in its market debut?
Yes, I mean we certainly were expecting to have a hearty reception by investors based on all the interactions we'd had before then. But obviously that exceeded anybody's expectations, including ours. Yeah.
Frank, what was the pitch to the folks at Berkshire Hathaway? They normally don't invest in tech stocks outside of Apple. How'd you convince them?
Well, I mean, it's more that they convinced us. As many people have observed, this is not something that you normally see from Berkshire. But we started interacting with the insurance side of Berkshire a while ago, and just through that as a customer, effectively, and through that process, them becoming familiar with us, became interested in being an investor if there were such an opportunity, and that sort of led us to what you saw play out this week. I think Berkshire, they should speak for themselves, obviously, but they're also evolving and becoming a much more tech aware, tech centric, tech focused conglomerate.
Have you talked at all with Warren Buffett since going public, Frank?
I personally have not. Our interactions, have been with Todd Combs, who's the CEO of Geico, and Todd obviously also acts as chief investment officer. So maybe that's the younger generation at Berkshire. I'm not sure how to characterize that. So,
Frank, I know over the past couple of days you've been answering this question a lot about whether or not Snowflake left some money on the table, whether the stock was priced correctly, given the significant pop we saw the first day of trading. Did you consider a direct listing for Snowflake, and why was a traditional IPO the right path for you?
Yeah, we did consider a direct listing, and I really have nothing against a direct listing. I really don't want to be caught up in these zealous debates, over IPOs. I think the IPO is a very tried and true, extremely well vetted model for taking companies public. But there's 2 aspects that are important in an IPO. One is when you're raising money. In a DL, you're not raising any money, and we were going to raise money. And the second reason is that we wanted to assemble a very specific institutional ownership of the company. This was not going to be a free-for-all where anybody could just buy shares that was going to offer to the highest bidder. And we've literally spent the last year very gradually bringing along that institutional ownership, gradually increasing their holdings for them to be big buyers in the IPO and as well as in the aftermarket. So sometimes people on the investment side, they think it's strictly a matter of scraping the last dollar off the table, whereas we have other interests. We need to live with our investors for a very long period of time. So we try to sign up people that can hold multi-billion-dollar positions, people that don't chase momentum up or down, and people that want to sign on for the mission for 5 or 10 years. And that's a very different crowd than the people that you saw on Wednesday that were chasing this thing up. They were buying it, at any price, and there was zero discipline, as has been pointed out by other observers.
Frank, you have the reputation as a true rock star CEO in the data space. Data domain, sold it to EMC, ServiceNow took it public, big win here with Snowflake. Clearly, the data space. When does the Snowflake business model turn a profit?
It'll turn a profit when the growth starts moderating. I think what a lot of people don't appreciate is that you don't look at the actual profitability. Look at the inherent profitability of the business model, right? High growth companies like ours have to invest at a tremendous rate because it's a very dynamic setup, because we have to invest in this year for next year and the year to come. So when you look at profitability during a period, it doesn't really reflect the true profitability for that period, because the company is investing in future periods. And our investors obviously understand growth investing. They've certainly been around us for in a couple of companies. and they know how it works. So this whole concept of inherent profitability, understanding the unit economics, understanding operational efficiency at scale, that's really what they look at rather than just a P&L. That really doesn't reveal that much. If anything, it distorts the true economics of the companies, and it doesn't help people understand what's going on.
Frank, you're a true American success story. If I have it right, you came here from the Netherlands in 1984, and now you're reportedly worth $1.8 billion. I know it's not something you watch, but a real success story here. Capitalism is really under fire in this country. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I'm the biggest bull on this country in every way. It pains me to see Americans, native-born ones, to be down on this country. Most of my fellow immigrants think they have hit the lottery being here. I've lived it. I didn't speak English very well. It wasn't even my second language when I came here. I had $100 in my pocket. You don't get there by sitting back and waiting for things to happen to you. You got to get after it. That's what this country is all about. But it's no surprise that so many people want to come here. That pretty much says it all.
Yeah, Frank, as Brian noted, this is the third company you've taken public very successfully, might we add. Why do you seem to have this Midas touch when it comes to taking companies public?
I don't think I have a Midas touch, and I'm not fixated on IPOs either. My IPOs are milestones. We view ourselves as builders of businesses, and the IPO serves that purpose, through capital, as well as, raising the profile of the company in the marketplace, because we're big enterprise players. We sell to the largest companies in the world. We compete against the largest companies in the world. It's very important to raise the stature, of a company with a name like Snowflake, right? So you can just see how an IPO helps tremendously, change the awareness and the regard for the company. That's really why we're doing it. We're not after sort of notoriety in its own right. So IPOs are part of our business mission, our business journey. They are not exit ramps. They're just I've sometimes said it's going from playing on Saturday to playing on Sunday, right? So it's from being in college to being in the NFL, and that's a transition you go through as a company. We're all growing up. We used to be babies, now we're soldiers.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.